Welcome back. Our next guest is a native of Laytown, County Meath, but her love of music led her to Nashville, Tennessee, where she nurtured her talent as a musician and songwriter.
Her eclectic original songs are gaining her a well-deserved reputation for being one of the bright new stars in the world of Irish music. Please welcome Maria Butterly. Maria, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, Maria, I was reading about you last night, and you mentioned that your music was a safe haven for you from your home life when you were growing up. Can you explain that to us?
I grew up in a large family of 7, and at the time when I was quite young, my father had his own ailment that he was battling with an addiction of alcoholism, which is quite a common problem. But I think it was common, but it wasn't as much talked about, you know, way back then. You know, when I was younger, I didn't have much kind of knowledge about it myself. Really, it was just accepted that that was the way it was.
Part of life.
This was the behavioural patterns of this kind of parenting and where the family life was, due to, you know, the social kind of way of life here that surrounds alcohol as well. So I'm sure, you know, some people can identify with that. When you have any kind of dysfunctionality in your childhood, you'll always tend to look for sort of a, well, I did look for an escape, and I'd say music was my escape. You know, it was a release for me. Also, it was quite a heavy burden, because I became quite a perfectionist to try and strive against things that maybe I wasn't getting approval from, you know, maybe my father or whatever, things that I didn't get, that I was looking outside for in my musical talents.
Did the situation have a happy ending?
Yes, I'm here today.
Well said.
Yes, it did. It's been a long road. One I certainly, I think I would do again, because every experience that I went through, I was fortunate enough to use it as a strength rather than become a victim to it, and used it more to learn more about myself, and actually to really get more involved in, to kind of find out me through my music. And that actually brought out the best of my music now that I've kind of been writing better stuff and getting more creative and getting more into my own being.
And Marie, when you say you turned to music, I mean, how old were you, and in what sense was that? Did you pick up guitar when you were 7, or how did it manifest itself?
Santi got me a guitar when I was, I'd say, my first guitar was probably 10 or 11. And I just took it from there, and I learned to play by myself. And
so you taught yourself taught?
Yeah, self-taught, and I play other various instruments, mandolin, I used to play viola, and then guitar.
Was there any was there any music in the family on either side?
I said my mother, she was a fantastic singer, and I got my voice definitely from my father, and my mother, and I think I got the gift of the gab from my father.
The two go very well together.
Yeah, he was a great storyteller, God bless him.
You know, you live in LA, and you obviously decided to go back to the source of the music that you love, country, and that's the States, obviously. How do they view somebody like you? I mean, obviously we've got a very strong tradition of country music in this country, but how do they view Irish people going over there doing country music? You know, I think we'd probably look a little askance at, say, somebody coming over here doing jigs and reels, or maybe Shan Nose music. Do they have a similar sort of resistance, or?
Not too much. I think, lucky enough for me being Irish, you know, they were very, very, very welcoming, and I was very well received in the States, you know, and I have been in Los Angeles. Not to say Los Angeles can be a tough place. The competition is very high. I think my little niche that I found was the fact that I was Irish, and I used that to my advantage. So, you know, you put a Celtic spin on things, which sort of, you know, first I was kind of more folk, and then I was kind of rock, fusion Irish, and then I was trying to find out what really was my source. So I decided my real source was Celtic country.
Is there still a bit of a Riverdance effect going on in the States about that? I mean, are they very open to anything Celtic still?
Yeah. Yes,
it does open doors,
I think so.
It?
Yes, it does open
Grab
a
the
lot
wave,
of doors.
I suppose.
And there was a particular song of yours that was asked to be included in a book that was being written out there, and it was your most personal song.
That's right. The song was called Kieran, and it was about a friend of mine when I was 17 turning 18 who tragically died on a St. Stephen's night. We were all out in one of the pubs in Gormiston, and he was actually doing a good deed for me and for many of our friends that were there that night, not just me. I need to include everybody in that. And he tragically was killed crossing the road to do that deed, and it was published. The story really had a very abrupt, you know, beginning, shall we say, and an end to Kieran's life. But 15 years later, I actually approached the family, and I was able to confront them exactly what happened and present the song to them. And it was a great relief for them. They said they didn't really know the
This was
events
featured
of
in
that
Audrey
night.
Healy's book,
That's
The Singer
right.
and the Song. So it was
Yeah.
one of the ones that you did. Now you've your own album out, Maria Butterley. It's
there I am.
Just Me.
Oh, great
and you're
cover.
currently on tour at the moment.
Yes, I just finished most of a tour here in Ireland. I was doing sort of LA, and then I came to Ireland in December and January, and I had done, you know,
So you're basically finished the tour, are you?
Yes, now we're currently putting dates for March and April in Ireland, so I'll be extending
Well,
it
the
for...
record is there. You can sell that.
Yes, I
Will
can.
you give us a blast?
I will indeed.
Firstly, of course, because I know it's early in the morning, and
Yep.
it's not really fair to ask singers to do that this hour.
Oh, sure. I'd sing morning and night.
Just going to say, having just heard her, what's it called?
This song is called Angel, yes, and the CD is available on my website, which is www.mariabutterley.com, and it's also in CD World as well, in Drogheda, and online on cdworld.ie.
Okay.
Off you go.
I wrote you a letter today, 'cause I couldn't find the words to say. So I wrote it down in a note so you would know to hear what I wanted to say. That I'm leaving, and I'm traveling home today, and I'm down on my knees once again to send me an angel my way. Cause I'm leaving, and I'm traveling long way, and I'm down on my knees once again to thank you for my angel today.
Some notes to be hitting at this hour of the morning. Maria
Bravo.
Butterley and Angel, available on the record. It's Just Me in all good record
Thank
shops
you,
and on
Maria.
our website.
Thank you
Let's
very
go outside to Alan.